said, depending on which time zone you're watching this one in. So first of all, hope this one finds you all well. Hope everything's good at your end. I'm just out amongst the hordes, the massed hordes as ever, and it's fascinating just to see the psychological subservience that the government's managed to inculcate into so many people. Who says psychological conditioning and programming doesn't work then? Hmm? And here's a thought for you as well, just whilst we're at it. Hi, Angela. Nice to see you on the stream. It's always a pleasure to see you, Angela. If the government sees just how effective its psychological conditioning has been on the masses, do you think that's going to make the government more or less likely to do more of it? What do you think? Oh yeah, by the way, if you like this, give me the thumbs up. I forgot to say I should say these things, but I forget. So anyway, yeah, if you do like this, give us a thumbs up. We don't need to build back better, Stu. We gotta start demolishing things. Hi Anna, good to see you good to see you on the stream as well. The shorts. It's only going to be a short stream, but hopefully it'll be worth your while. So yeah. So as I say, it just when you see just how conditioned some people have become, most people have become by virtue of the government just telling them, then I reckon the government will consider determine that we need to do a lot more of this stuff because it really, really works. It really captures the sheeple, and the sheeple love it. So there's that. But at the same time, as all these people are being good and they're following what they've been told to do by government, have you seen the images of the G7 group down in Cornwall, down in deepest Cornwall, and they're not wearing the masks most of the time, and they're not social distancing most of the time. Um, does anyone see a problem? Is it just me, or do you think do you think that there's a sort of massive hypocrisy abroad? So the elite, or G7, or glorious leaders, those who at the very sort of wave of their hands. Yes, Anna, it's such a farce. They can control our very fates. So. And they've been I mean, yeah, it's been so farcical watching it. Did you see them? Because, of course, they've all been double vaccinated. Well, theoretically, they've all been double vaccinated. Biden's probably been quadruple vaccinated because he would have forgotten about the first few vaccinations he's had. So these guys have all been double vaccinated, and then they pretend to keep social distancing when the cameras are on them, and they have little masks on when the cameras are on them. And the minute the cameras are off them, whip, off comes the mask, and they're wrapping their arms around each other. I mean, I saw a picture of Macron and Biden standing very, I mean, uncomfortably close for two men to be standing together. I'm sure. Maybe it was a bromance. I mean, who's to say? Who's to say these guys can't find deep affection with each other? But but anyway, yeah. So these hypocrites are down in Cornwall. They are playing it up for all they're worth. Boris is telling us that we have got to build back better, Stu. Got to build back better. And get this, we got to build back a more, what did he say? We need a more gender neutral, more feminine world. Um, Matrix says jab issued under emergency authorization only, so lockdown will continue until all children are vaccinated. Oh yeah, hi Jed, good to see you on the stream. Yeah, absolutely right, Matrix. I mean, they're coming for the kids. We absolutely know that, and we've continually warned about it. And unfortunately, many parents will give up their children to Maloch. Just look up Maloch, Maloch. You'll know what I'm talking about. Too many parents will do that because they've given themselves up as well. But back to the hypocrites down in the G7. Yeah, so they're down there and they're making all these pronouncements about having a more gender neutral world. What does that even mean, Boris Johnson? And actually, in the same sentence that you say we need a more gender neutral world, you also say we need a more feminine world. I mean, has anyone on the stream any idea what he's talking about? Apart from the fact that presumably Carrie has removed his cajones. Angela says, we've been told not to go to one of them. Yeah, you see. Oh, hi, Max. Good to see you as well on the stream. Yeah. Yeah, it's so much. It's so mad, Angela. The stuff that's happening with the health service is a shocker. A lot of people thought that they could rely on the NHS, but I think if you look back over the last year and a half, the clear lesson is not only can you not rely on the NHS, but the NHS has become a real and present danger to our well-being. Look at all the cancer patients. Look at all the cardiac patients. Look at all those people, many of them elderly with severe, who need operations. They've been stuck in the back burner for the last year and a half, whilst the NHS got on about the important business of making TikTok videos. So, well, I guess you can understand that if you're going to get your TikTok routine right, you don't need you don't need patience getting in the way and causing you a distraction. No, get the hell rid of the patience, and then right, let's synchronize our dance moves. But yeah, so the NHS, and then did you see that the Queen's birthday honours list came out? I mean, for years I've argued against the honour system. I totally disagree with the honour system. Can't support it, would like to see it abolished. But in the meantime, they are rewarding. They all. This is the establishment rewarding it. Hi, Simon. The establishment. Oh, hang on a second. Just need a. This is the establishment. Sorry, folks. Um, rewarding itself. Yes, Max, Steve Bannon and Mike Yeadon. Yeah, Mike Yeadon's doing a lot of good stuff, actually. A lot of good stuff. Of course, you won't get him on the UK mainstream media. They're scared of people like Mike Yeadon. They don't want to hear the truth, Max. That's the truth of the matter is. But I certainly enjoy and watch all the stuff. Hi, Joanne. I think they're talking about welcoming transgenders. Well, honestly, when it comes to the NHS, back on the NHS, I just think it's a deplorable health service. I mean, I never clapped for it. I don't see why anyone would clap for it. But we've been the government again conditioned you clap for the NHS, worship the NHS, and then when the NHS tells you to take your vaccines, you do what you're told. Um, and your Matrix says, "Hi on Thigh Legacy. This is the bridge to next seasonal flu." Absolutely. So what I believe is happening, by the way, now that we know that Freedom Day, it was never going to happen. It was never, ever, ever going to happen. Um, what they have done is by kicking it into late July, into 21st of July or whatever. That's a very short bridge from the end of July to the beginning of September. Come September, I would never mean clap for David Legacy in 1832, which is very kind of you. But if you want to add a super chat for David, that helps defray the cost of all the multiple channels we're on these days. But yeah, it's to get us across Matrix. You're right. It's to get us into September, and come September, it will be all about vaccinating our children. We've got to vaccinate the kids to keep them safe from the dreaded Delta variant. That's going to be September, and then of course the next rolling lockdown will kick in, and that gets us through to 2022. So that's kind of where we're, and all the time you're being told. Yeah, thanks. Oh, interesting, Jezza. I mean, I think a lot of people are in your position. There's a lot of people. There's people like me who have from day one have opposed all of this and not gone along with it. But a lot of other people have gone along with it because they believed and trusted the government to do that, which the government promised. But that's not what the government was ever going to do. So it'll be really interesting, for example, on Monday night when I go live with Rebecca Butler, my friend Rebecca, to see what she has to say about the fact that Freedom Day will be undone on Monday. And yes, Kim, that's exactly right. The worship of Moloch. Um, I'd be interested to see what she has to say because she's gone along with every aspect of this. I've opposed every aspect of this, and I think if you trust governments, ultimately, it doesn't matter if you're right or left. That's irrelevant. You're going to be let down. You're gonna be disappointed. Please share this as well. By the way, as Jed reminds me, we need to get this shared and spread. The other thing I want you to do, by the way, in case you missed my video of last night's Friday night live stream, um, go to the podcast link below and subscribe to my podcast channel because I am putting exclusive content out on the podcast. and I hope with Alana Mercer to do regular podcast content for you. So do make sure that you do that, and also look out for me if any of you are fans of Hearts of Oak. That's Peter and the gang over there. I'm doing the political review tonight from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, which is always good fun. So do tune into Hearts of Oak tonight on the multiple channels that Peter operates over there. If you can do that. So yeah, so as I say, it's a strange world. One other thing, by the way, Jeff says, "Do you have any faith in GB News?" No, Jeff, I have no faith whatsoever in GB News. Sorry to be a doomster and gloomster, but if you're regulated by Ofcom, and they are, then I'm afraid you can't speak truth. And that's the fact of the matter. And by the way, look at some of the dreadful people they've recruited to GB News. I know, I think they launched tonight, though. Is it tonight or tomorrow night? No, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. GB News launches. So tomorrow's quite an interesting day, actually. We've got the England football game coming up, and we've got then GB News launching tomorrow. I will be making sure I tune into the England game just so I can double boo the knee-taking BLM sycophants, aka the Scottish or the England football team, also the Scotland team as well. Neil Oliver, yeah, there's a couple of good, but I'm not saying they're all bad, Stu, but some of them are pretty grim. There's that dreadful chap, Tom, what's his name? He's solo level. I can't remember his surname, but some like 15-year-old they've recruited across. Tom Someone tell me who he is, who's on GB News. He's the guy who tweets the most limp wristed, sort of anemic, um, not even recognizably conservative. Tom Harwood or something like that. Yeah, Anna, well done. He is Anna. He is absolutely awful, and yet he's one of the star acts. So I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not holding out for a hero when it comes to uh, GB News. As you guys are saying, Neil Oliver's a good book, a good bloke. He is. I've read his books. I've watched his TV programs, and they will be, as Anna rightly observes, controlled opposition. Chaz says England are a rubbish team. Taking the You're right. You see, Chaz, taking the knees just puts people off. I used to. I mean, if my own home nation, Northern Ireland, weren't in a competition, which was usually the case because they never qualified, sadly. But then we've got a small pool of talent. I would have transferred my support to, for example, England. This time round, I'm absolutely against England. I want to see Gareth Southgate's bunch of prima donnas who will take the knee to BLM. I want to see them lose, hopefully, if not tomorrow, to be certainly knocked out by the end of the sort of the qualifying stage of the Euros. And I see the Scottish team disappointingly also changed their minds, and they're going to take the knee as well. So I'm going to get, yes, Stu, I do hope to go and get myself a coffee. I'm off to do something else in a minute, but I always spend this little time with you if I can at all on a. Yeah, Ron, you're dead right. Blocking Tom Harwood, very very wise. So yeah, I don't think I'm the only one who's actually hoping for England to lose. Not because I don't like England. I love England. Not because I don't like English people. I love English people. Really, really friends with so many great English people. It's Gareth Southgate. It's the English, the authorities. And of course, it's these virtue signaling players as well. Let's not absolve them from the guilt. They have the choice. They could choose to stand up like men. Instead, they bow down like simpering sycophants. And that's all they are, sycophants to the BLM, which is a very toxic organization. But yet, apparently, we're not allowed to criticize them. If you do that, you're racist. So yeah, I think oh god, I'm just wrong saying the Welsh will take the knee later as well. Why is it that British football is so cooked? I mean, the Italians don't take the knee. Turkey don't take. I mean, these teams don't. They don't take the knee for a damn good reason. They don't need to. They're there to play football. They're not there. Oh, Stu has generously offered me a fiver for a coffee. Right, Stu, I'm going to take off. There's a coffee shop, very short distance over that way, and I'm getting hoarse in the throat with all this talking, so I'll probably go over there in a minute or two. Uh, but yeah, well, you're right, Matrix. The globalists probably do own football. Um, but anyway, oh, by the way, did anyone see the opening game of the Euros last night? I was live streaming, so I couldn't see it. But apparently, they sent the ball on in the back of a miniature robotically controlled car. Did anyone else see that? I don't think I imagined it. Uh, so I'm doing my best here, Chaz, not to get a horse, get a coffee instead. So yeah, so these all these things really point to the very difficult. Right, Stu, that makes sense to me now. I understand. I thought actually, Stu, you could send me a fiver to buy Rebecca Butler a quality bottle of Blue Nun. I've just been in the supermarket. I've just been buying wine, but couldn't see any Blue Nun, so they didn't have the real good stuff. Um, Simon says deep state run the world. Well, yes, they do, and that is the problem. The people in control do not have our best interests at heart. I'm sure we can all agree in that. The people who, excuse me, who run the world have their own interests in heart. That's why the proclamations coming out of the G7, they're not aimed at people like us. They're talking about them. Rebecca cleaned the shop out. She was saying, I'll tell her that when I'm talking to her on Monday night. So I've got lots of stuff coming up next week as well. So I've got Rebecca coming on the stream on Monday night. I've also got Alana and I will be recording and going out live on Wednesday night. And in between then, there's lots of fun and games. I do hope, as I say, you guys will do the thing and click on the podcast link, go and go to that. I've already put out a little uh, exclusive podcast only content this morning, so you're going to get lots of stuff coming out from me through the pod through the podcast, which is good because if you're doing like me and you're driving in the car, you most definitely shouldn't be watching a video, but you can listen to stuff, and the spoken word is often better without the attendant visuals, especially if those visuals is moi mugshot. So, look, that's it, folks. Thank you very much for being with me. I am actually going to take the advice of Stu and the gang. I'm going to go and have a coffee and relax and put the world to right. And hopefully, check out. I did put out a video. Oh, hi, Ultron. You followed me on Twitter before getting banned for too many inconvenient truths. Hey, listen, Ultron, everyone gets banned ultimately from Twitter. So don't worry about that. But Simon, I'm really glad you like these folks. Great to see all you folks on the stream, by the way. It's brilliant that you can spare a few minutes from your busy Saturdays just to pop in the streams and say hi. So listen, I'll let you folks all get on with the rest of your day. Thanks for being here with me. Do check out the YouTube video I put out earlier today. Do go and subscribe to the podcast, and I'll catch up with you folks real soon. That's it from me. Harry, thank you again. Thanks, Anna. It's all brilliant to be with you guys. Thank you now. Bye bye.